SBA's participation is not an endorsement of the views, opinions, products, or services of any co-sponsor or other person or entity. All SBA programs or co-sponsored programs are extended to the public on a non-discriminatory basis.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the W.O.M.E.N podcast. Today, I am joined with my co-host, Danielle, and today we are actually featuring the Fulton Bank team. We have an amazing team lined up of amazing individuals from Fulton Bank, and I am so excited to introduce them all. So with us today, we have Tiana Wells. She is the Vice President of the Business Banking Relationship Management Office. We also have Dion McNeil. She is the Vice President of Fulton Bank and also the Community Outreach Officer for the Maryland, D.C. Nova Market. And then lastly, we have Ms. Tanya Eason. She is the Financial Center Manager of the Northwood Commons Center. We're just going to get right into it. So if you guys don't know, Fulton Bank is doing amazing things, not just in Baltimore, but throughout the Eastern region in general. They've been open since 1882. So safe to say they are making strides. They have been around for a while and are still doing groundbreaking work. So today, as part of the Fulton Financial Corporation, they have over $300 billion financial services holding company, and they provide financial products and services in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia. They offer the convenience in neighborhoods across the region with over 230 financial centers and ATMs. Fulton really considers their people to be a part of their community. So at Fulton, they are so committed to fostering inclusive, supportive environments where they're able to acknowledge, respect, and welcome a collaborative working team. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start it off. Today, we're going to be talking about the importance of building relationships.
Yes, Gabby, come on with an intro. Thank you for that. You know, the cool thing about this, I know you can only hear us, everyone, but if you could see everybody's smile, we all just have this big smile when we're talking about our Fulton family here. So, yes, today at the Baltimore Metropolitan Women's Business Center podcast, we are going to be talking to our Fulton family about relationships, the importance of them. So, we really want to set the tone of this experience by really diving into what an actual banking relationship should look like for the small business owner. Now, I have my thoughts already, and I'm just going to give you a couple, but then from there, I'm going to throw it to the leaders that know best. In my opinion, your business bank and your business bankers should know you, the type of work you're doing and where you're seeking to grow. No matter the revenue, no matter where you are in business, the relationship starts with hello. They're beautiful branches all over everywhere that welcome you every single day. And they just want to know a little bit more about you, the problem that you're solving as a business, and what you're seeking to do in reference to growing. Now, they've been growing with us for many, many years, but more importantly, they're going to talk about growth and what that looks like now. So I would love for any of my amazing leaders to jump in reference to setting the tone about what that relationship should look like. How do we, we've said hello and hopefully we're setting an appointment, but please let me know where we should go. Oh, everybody's about to jump in. Okay, there it is. Okay, go for it. Take your time.
Right, so this is Tanya Eason, manager of Northwood Commons Financial Center. But for me, when it comes to the small business or the business relationship, the expectation should be advocacy. As your financial advisor, we should be your primary resource to kind of help guide you through the process. I've said a couple of times that, in general, when you become an entrepreneur and you want to start your business, the best process is not dreams coming to fruition, but understanding everything that goes into it, understanding, costs, marketing, lending, just, how to do the process. And a lot of times there's gaps in that process for want to be entrepreneurs and business owners. So your bank and your banker should be your advocate, and they should provide the advocacy, provide the leadership, have this customer centric focus that's going to help guide you and set the tone for you to be successful in all stages, from infancy to commercial. And Fulton really does, they're dedicated to making sure that they help change lives for the better for their business customers. And that's one of the things we're committed to. That's my belief.
No, I believe that too. I believe that too. And I love, you had me at the gaps in reference to where the process may pick up, leave off, or have to grow to. That's big because, in my opinion, sometimes we don't start that relationship. We may be like, maybe we're talking a little bit, a little ATM action over here, nothing like I'm making a deposit, but not really talking about anything else other than that. But when it's time to get serious about saying, hey, I want to grow, that's where that relationship has to really, lock in, connect. But maybe we're not saying that because we've had some serious gaps in the business. Like maybe we don't necessarily know the trajectory that it's going. We know that we're making the dollars, or we know that we're solving a problem. But I love that you said the advocacy, right? Like that, I think that gives me a different level of heartbeat, because then it's like, well, if y'all are our advocates, where can we find you? Where can we see you? And that brings me right to community, because that's where I met y'all. So we have to go there. I mean, y'all know, every time you listen to me, I'm always telling a story, but that's where I met Fulton Bank, completely and totally showing up for the community, showing up for small business ownership, but more importantly, painting a picture about where your future could be. And when I'm at Fulton Bank, I had just launched my business venture and was still trying to figure out how to make an impact. And you couldn't tell me that I wasn't 2.3 thousand million trillion dollars in with the experience that I felt. So can we go into that, the relationship, the community side? Because I feel like that's where that advocacy kicks up at, where we can see you not only advocating for us, but others, our communities. What does that look like?
And so if I can jump in, this is Dion. As the community outreach officer, and I'm not a lender, I always tell folks that I don't think I'm a real banker. I'm a community person that works for a bank, right? But I understand the aspects of it all. And so from a community aspect, when I meet business owners and I ask them and I talk to them about, who you're banking with, like, do you have a relationship with your banker? And so come over to Fulton, because we're all about relationships. It's important to us to get to know you, have that communication, that open line of communication. Like, you have a problem, you need to deposit a check. Don't run around to multiple banks. Call your banker. Let your banker, because I had that experience with one of my partners, my business owners, call your banker and tell them, like, I have a check that needs to be deposited. I'm running behind, can you help me? Instead of showing up and the branch is already closed, right? And so having that important relationship with your banker, to me, is something that a lot of businesses are lacking now. It's just a financial transaction. You put the money in and that's it. And then you look to someone when you're in crisis, and you don't want that, right? You want to be able to have that relationship with them, that if a crisis does happen, that relationship is already built and they can help walk you through it, or help, refer you or get you to that next step. So relationships are very important. And like I tell my business owners, come to Fulton and you'll get that with our bankers, with our financial center team, with our business banking team, our commercial team. Wherever you are in your business, we're there for you to help you and support you along the way.
100%. But you had me at crisis, right? Because now it made me think about Bear Business Hospital. Here we go. We're going down memory lane. I was waiting to get to it. Bear Business Hospital. Okay. So Bear Business Hospital was created for our undergraduate and graduate students at the Morgan State University. And who but Fulton Bank would come in and be doctors with us to help us operate on those student invoices, right? So the reason why I get so excited about that is because an example of a crisis was our beautiful interns at the ENAC Center were having some problems with their invoicing. So just like any business, right? Invoices matter. They must be filled out appropriately, correctly, and timely, or those dollars will die or disappear. And what we were finding are that our students were not filling it in correctly. Now, mind you, they are, business pairs and seeking college degrees, so they're busy, just like business owners at large. But, being able to erect a business hospital to help our students understand the importance of making sure that their dollars are safe and secure in those wonderful business checking accounts, but then also the importance of making sure that information is correct, is that community, is that relationship, because we as their advisors during the internship, we cater to one piece of their experience, but to see the bank come into the school, come into their center, to operate with them, right? To give them that financial literacy education and support is exactly everyone's experience. When's the last time the bank came and visited you? When's the last time the bank came to your place, right? Or you invited them into your experience because you might not necessarily have a standing location. That's what we're trying to get to. So as we unpack this today, I want us to we're bringing out our notes. We're bringing out everything because you're listening to this for a reason. You know that this is for you. The first step, the first question is, who do you know that knows you at the bank? Who do you know that knows you at the bank? This has to be answered. This has to be answered because from advocacy to community, you're going to go through those gaps in a really hard way if you're not feeling like you're supported and seen throughout this process. And that's something that I did in reference to the process piece. Fulton does a wonderful job at making sure they let us know what's important to them up front. I think this is a great opportunity if we could just break down those pillars, right? So we can just get in our mind, because this is for what we're doing on the paper now. As the pillars are broken down, let's identify the one that resonates with you and build out from there. So when we're coming in, right, because we've set an appointment, we're coming in, we're going. Now we're going to hit on some of those important pieces that we might want to start with just conversation before we jump into business.
Yeah. So I can share our Fulton Forward pillars, and we do all this work really, like Tanya said, to change lives for the better. So our first pillar is affordable housing and homeownership. And how we show up in that space, we're working to improve communities, and neighborhoods. And so we work with our developers that are developing those affordable housing units, and we're providing capital for them to be able to do that. We're working with our housing counseling agencies that are helping folks become homeowners. We have dedicated CRA, which is our Community Reinvestment Act, where banks have that rule to give back to communities in which they serve and they have a presence. So we have dedicated CRA mortgage loan officers that are holding the hand of first-time home buyers, helping them understand the process of home buying. We're doing education throughout the community with other nonprofits, with our housing agencies. We partner with Operation Hope, where we have our own financial well-being coach that focuses on credit and home ownership, helping them to be able to increase that credit score, build that budget and savings plan. And all of this is free to the community, powered by Fulton Bank. And so we have that closing cost assistance program that we, providing that assistance, that financial assistance to as well, working to make sure that we have all of the down payment, closing costs, grants, anything that's available, right? All that knowledge that we want to be able to spread. And that's our first pillar. Our second pillar is job training and workforce development. How we show up there, we're working with the nonprofits that are helping folks not just get a job, but a career. And so we're showing up and helping them with mock interviews. We're providing financial education sessions. A lot of these folks in these programs have never had a steady paycheck, and we don't want them going to check cashing places. So we're talking to them about the importance of having a banking relationship. We're also providing dollars through our Fulton Forward Foundation to help grow some of these programs too as well. And so, that I think is really truly key with the job training and workforce development program, right? We're creating and helping to support sustainability throughout. Our third pillar is financial education, and that's probably one of our biggest pillars. We are doing financial education from pre-K to older adults. We are in the schools, we're in after-school programs, we're in colleges, we're anywhere that folks ask us to be, and we tailor that education to what their needs are. Again, to partnering with our Operation Hope folks. And our fourth pillar is economic empowerment. And that's where we show up really for our small businesses, helping to support our small businesses through our Empower Community program. And I'll let Tiana talk a little bit more about our Empower Community program. And again, too, we have another financial well-being coach that focuses on small business. She's a small business coach. She does a 5-week business development training program, all free to the community, helping to support either startup businesses, existing businesses, helping them to make sure that they're laying that foundation, that they have that business plan. And she provides that free one-on-one technical assistance too as well. And so those are our pillars that we focus on in the community. We look to connect and grow and support businesses, nonprofits that fit those pillars. And again, we do all that really to just help change lives for the better.
I mean, yeah. What do you say to that? Like, what do you say to that? That's gorgeous. And I hope we were writing it down, because from affordable housing to job training to financial education to economic empowerment, I don't see where we don't fit. I don't see where we don't fit. It sounds like, looks like, and feels like Fulton has us covered on all phases of our lives personally, right? But then more importantly, has our communities covered at that same level. And it's safe to, even if we even just thought about the piece where we're empowering and improving our communities, right? That helps us really think through, like, where it's like, okay, well, where is my business? Where are my customers? Who am I serving? Territory matters, right? Like, you got to know that you're able to serve as many people with the solution that you provide as possible. And I think, Tiana, this is a perfect time for you to talk about like that intentionality on how you all look at community, territory, but then the growth of a business at the same time too.
Absolutely. Well, another pillar that I wanted to discuss is customers, and really putting the needs of our customers first, and providing products and services that our customers need. So how we've done that more recently is through our Empower Banking program. And with our Empower Banking program, that's designed to assist female-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, and the LGBTQ owned businesses. And so what we did was we said, okay, we want to be impactful and provide access to capital to people in these specific affinity groups. So how can we do that? We're going to have to, meet these businesses where they are, where some of the challenges may be. Mm-hmm. So we have provided, we've lowered a little bit of the credit parameters. We are, we do a lot of things, a lot of training, workforce development, the way Dion just mentioned about. And so we really just want to make sure that we are providing access to capital to everyone. And so we'll come up with a program that's going to support our customers where they are. And another program that we just started in January is our business banking program. I'm a vice president relationship manager in our business banking program, because we saw that there's a need, especially in the DMV, for businesses that have revenues between $1 and $5 million. Yeah. A lot of the larger banks don't really provide a relationship manager or technical expertise and individual relationship management to businesses within this range of $1 to $5 million. So we want to make sure that that's a service that we're also providing to our customers. Now, Tanya, in her role, she helps business owners get to that level of the $1 million. She's working with our small businesses that have revenues, under $1 million, but she's providing access to capital, coaching, training, mentoring to help those small businesses come up to that level of the $1 million. So, yes.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal because of the fact, first of all, hey, thank you for creating opportunities and spaces for all of us, right? And no matter where we are in our journey of financial education and wealth building, it sounds like there has been intentionality and room made for all of us. And I think that that is so, so important because it's very hard to see yourself in a future $1 million, multi-million-dollar future, if you can't even see yourself in the room right now. So I think that that is so, so, so important. And then to the next point about, well, wait, how did we get there, right? Because everybody wants to be a millionaire, but they're not necessarily taking the step by step by step by step that needs to happen to do that. Or you can accidentally become one and then end up spending more time, more energy, more intensity on trying to understand the wealth that you are now managing as as opposed to growing strategically. You said advising and coaching, mentorship. I know our listeners all the time are seeking for that support. They're always, and that's why they're members of the Business Center, right? The clients to us that are coming all the time that are talking about they would need an advisor, they're ready to take on mentorship, and to hear that the bank is already doing it at this level is absolutely, it's gorgeous. Like, it's gorgeous. It's like, it's the reason why you want to make an appointment. It's the reason why you want to make the effort to showcase and share your business. So I think when we come back, I want us to really go into what those growth steps look like so we can think through like where we are now and how we get there. And then I think it'll be great to close in on once we are there, because our businesses, they solve problems. So why wouldn't we be between that $1 million to $5 million level? I'd love to see what that relationship management looks like so all of our listeners can see themselves in the future. So we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. And the reason why we wanted to take a break, let's take a break to think about what we've written down during this time, because today's podcast is all about relationships. In order for you to even be coming back from break, you have to recognize that you're currently in a relationship with us right now. We're just talking about it, talking you through it. And the best thing about it, our friends at Fulton Bank are here to guide us through this next piece, because we're going to be wrapping it up. And we really want to make sure that you see yourself in the next opportunities that we're talking about. So on your paper, this is what your first thing should be: relationships. Who is talking about you in the bank? Who knows you? Who knows you? You should have a relationship with your bank. Why? They're there to advocate for you, prepare with you, help you walk through the growth that you seek, because your business is solving a problem. And now we're at this space where we've said hello, right? You can reach out, you can always make a phone call, but we want you to make an appointment because you deserve to do that. You want to sit down and discuss what the future looks like, no matter what the past has looked like. So with that, that's where I want us to pick up right now, because now we've made the appointment. We recognize that, let's say we make an appointment with Fulton. I don't know, they're here right now, so I'm going to go with that, right? We've made an appointment with Fulton Bank because of the fact we know from affordable housing, right? all the way down to job training, making sure that the community is working, financial education, and then economic empowerment. Each piece is covered. So you are in the right place no matter how you start the conversation. But now it's time to talk about it because maybe the business hasn't hit the million yet, right? Maybe the business is on a growth path. Where do we start to like walk through that, Tanya? Like, it's like, okay, my business, we're making our numbers, or we're about to, because we weren't making them before, but we're in the front of you now and we know that we're about to. What type of coaching, like, what do we do? Like, how does that get started?
So one, oh, hold on. Thank you so much. Okay, so of the beautiful offerings that Fulton have, and I can say beautiful because it really is a beautiful sentiment, is that we are a collective. Outside of everything else, we are a network, and we are a network that is going to align you with the right people, the right places. We're going to definitely put you in the right position, so that you have everything that you need to make yourself successful and to make your business successful and impactful. And so with Fulton, in my role as a financial center manager, I'm really, really with the small business. I have an emphasis on the entire consumer commercial relationship management and how I stand as the advocate to manage the interactions with the customers and how they grow, they initiate and grow their business. So when it comes down to the whole CRM experience for me, it's all about, operational, helping the customer underline the business process so that the whole process is streamlined and it's relatable, even if it's as simple as just learning how to acquire your EIN number. The first steps with learning how to file and be in good standing with the state of Maryland. Generally speaking, a lot of businesses don't realize that that is actually part of the process, being in good standing with the state of Maryland. I also put an emphasis on the analytical portion of it so that, I can help my customer to focus on the customer data so they can identify, and some of the attributes that Operation Hope does too. They identify who their target group is. How do they want to market? How do they plan on keeping the supplies? Just having a general understanding of how they're going to function and what their needs and what their wants are. I also really like to put an emphasis on the collaborative piece of it, just collaborating and knowing that I'm a partner that's going to provide them with all the guidance, the mentorship, the communication, whether it's going to be, let's say, with EDAC and the Cube to go and get them like information on microlending or skills training or, financial literacy. We big with financial literacy, but the collaborative piece is huge so that, the lines of communication is really open and they understand what some of the steps and some of the processes are. And so, when I help and guide my customers from the 1 to 1 million space, it's really all about that. It's all about financial literacy, is about financial education. It's making sure that they utilize the proper tools to start establishing business credit. One of the biggest things that can hold a business back from expansion is not having business credit. A lot of businesses don't even know how to begin to start business credit. So, I have to make sure that I provide these tools, I provide the resources, I hold their hand throughout the entire process. Because at the end of the day, their success is my responsibility. And also just making sure that they know what information is out there, what coalitions is out there. A lot of people generally just are not aware of what they have, access to. And so that's really how, I like to gauge the customer relationship experience and kind of help grow my small business from 1 million to 5 million.
I love that. Yeah. Oh,
No.
go ahead, Dion. Jump in there because I got something to say to y'all.
That when we launched our Empower Community program, we've been doing these entrepreneurship exchanges across our footprint. We held one when we initially kicked off at the mortgage office in East Baltimore. It was pretty small, but we've been growing and trying to bring more of these small businesses into the space to help them learn more about our Empower Community program, who our certified Empower Business advocates are, that will help do all the things that Tanya just shared. Do you have that small business account? You're not commingling the funds still when you're starting up your business. And if I can, I mean, Fulton, we have a small business checking account with no minimum daily balance and no fees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, we have different types, but that is the one, and that's a great way if you're starting up your business, or if you've been in business for some time and you're looking for a different bank that can bring you that relationship and save you some cash, come over and talk to one of our business bankers or our branch managers, our financial center managers, and learn more about our business banking account and how we can help you. Our business debit card or business credit card, to help you start building that business. So come and talk to us. I just needed to add that.
I mean, okay, so Gabby, we're gonna have to change the title to this. Instead of just relationships, it's gonna be Fulton Bank. We go together real bad. Let me tell you, y'all started out saying, "Oh, how beautiful the experience is," and now here go Tanya. We want to hold your hand as well too. Fulton Bank wants a relationship with us, y'all. Real bad. They like us real bad. Do you hear Dion talk about, and we got a checking account for you. We're here for you. We just want to talk to you. If you don't have a bank talking to you like that, trying to get to know you, trying to make sure that you're able to grow, you know what I mean? Like the dating of it all is beautiful, right? Because it's like, you know what? This is what it should feel like. We're working together. You coming in, we're talking about our goals. You want to make sure we have everything. I love this. And then it's like, wait, you mean there's some time that we can spend together, and then maybe we could make that larger commitment, a $1 million to $5 million commitment? That sounds a little bit like there's an engagement, a marriage coming up here, Tiana. You trying to propose? What's going on? What money level? I like this.
We helping you grow. You start off with Tanya, and the next thing you know, you seeing your revenue going up. And the next thing you know, Tanya is like, let you talk to Tiana, right? Tiana's going to help you take that business to the next level. This is what we do. We have all of it. And then, especially if you have a business that is community focused and relate, then it's like, Dion, can you be a part of this call?
Listen, okay. The wedding just got, now it's a wedding.
Work with this customer and help support. Well, and that's one thing that we do. We support our community, regardless if you're a customer or not. But if you're a customer, we're there for you. We're helping you. We're there at your events. If you need us, if we're available, we're there too as well. So, I mean, you have your choice in financial institutions, right?
Yeah, you do.
But all I want to say is that Fulton, we are community focused, relationship focused, and we want to help and see you succeed. And like Tanya said, your success is our success.
Okay.
And and so we want to make sure that you're good. And if we aren't able to help you right now, we have partners that we can refer you to. Have you heard of a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institution? Like if Tiana or Tanya can't give you some capital right now, right? But we have CDFI friends that we can refer you to help you get what you need. They will work with you, get you ready. Come back to us, and we can get you that larger number as you continue to grow your business. I'm just saying, I'm going to go on mute now.
I mean, listen, y'all over here playing with Cash App, okay? Y'all over here playing with PayPal and Square. You got to get you a real bank, okay? Get you a real bank who's going to show up for you. Show up for you. And it's going to introduce, not only do you want to show up, you want to introduce us to your friends.
Yes.
It's like we really are a thing. We're out here. That's one. Okay. And then so it can get even more serious, because now it's like, I have been coming to my meetings. I've been going to the coaching. I've gone to all of the different experiences that you've given me. And now it's $1 million time frame. It's time. So now what does that look like? Because I'm ready to settle down.
I say all your listeners, Let's do an entrepreneurship exchange. Let's come together in a space, right?
I'm
So
bring my friends in it.
Danielle,
You're
let's
bringing my
plan it.
friends in it, okay? On the
Let's make
side,
it happen.
okay?
Yes, we definitely want to make that happen. I mean, after our clients and our customers have worked with Dion and with Tanya, you
Mhm.
know, then they come over to me with the $1 million and up.
Wow.
And at this point, the customer knows more about their financial situation. They understand their financial statements, their profit and loss. And so now they're looking to get their hands on some access to capital to make their business grow even more, even stronger. They want some relationship management. They want additional tools that's going to help their business grow. And so that's where business banking comes in. I will proactively reach out to clients and try to uncover what are their needs, because sometimes business owners don't know what their needs are. You don't know what products and services are available to you to help you meet your needs, because the worst thing that I see are clients that have revenues of $3 million
Mm.
still using Square, still using Cash App, still using those sorts of vehicles when there's real cash management services, people who
Mhm.
specialize in cash management, that's going to
Mhm.
help make your business easy for you. It's going to take some of that direct management out of your hands and put it into the bank's hands. That's going to help you, provide you with more time to devote to your customers and to devote to your business to help your business grow. So we really, like to talk about cash management needs. At
Yeah.
this level, we're talking about investment needs, 401k, IRA, estate planning, wealth planning, everything. We're having a whole different conversation here.
It's a dream come true. It just feels different. Now, if you guys could see me, like I'm sitting up taller. I just feel well
Yes.
taken care of. I just feel
Yes.
well rested. Like it's like my bank really loved me for real. Like my
Yes, we
bank really
do.
loves me. My
We
bank.
do love you.
I
This
think
is past the courting stage. We're getting
it is.
married
It's
now.
real. I
Married.
think I think it's like you can now set the tone for the guest list of the wedding. Because when you
Yes.
said you will reach out to customers on my behalf, because I
Yes.
don't even know what I need to know at this
Right.
stage, or I might be so busy managing, trying to break up with Square, trying to get
Yes.
out, get away from
Yes.
Cash App. You know how
Yes.
difficult that is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm trying to break up with them over there, but you're like, no, let me introduce you to cash management. That's my new
Yes.
family. I
Mhm.
love that. I love that. And I think it's safe to be thinking about relationship at this level because of the fact we are in business for a reason. We're solving a problem. We've solved a problem. And I know anytime my problems are solved, it just feels better. It feels
Yes.
better. So then it's safe to say that no matter if I'm only solving a few problems right now, it doesn't mean that I can't grow and grow and grow to be able to do that. But growth without having a bank to be there for you, where you can call and say, hey, I need to order some money. I
Yep.
need to make a deposit. I need to
Mhm.
understand what this interest rate's doing out here. Have you seen anything? Have you heard anything? And to be able to know that is it all starts with hello. It all
Right.
starts with an appointment, right? It all starts with, hey, we're having the community come together. Our Girl Scout troop is going to make sure that they're going to go to the national night out and wanted to know if you could have, be there to talk to the community about financial literacy. That's that's the piece, right? That is the big deal because that's what gets you to 3 and 4 and 5 million comfortably because everybody's looking at the same outcome. How do we
Yep.
help our community? How do we grow together? How do we make sure that business makes sense and dollars for everyone? And I think that that's why we deserve to be able to have a bank that loves us. Your bank should love you. Your bank should
Yes.
love you. Your bank should know you. You should be comfortable with discussing from the gaps to the growth. You
Mhm.
guys, it sounds like you have us covered. So, with that being said, I will say this. I heard you, Dion. I heard what you were saying. You want to get you're saying if I bring my friends out, Y'all gonna be there. It's like
That's
we
right.
meet up. It sounds like, okay, so this is what we would do.
And we'll bring our friends, we'll bring our partners and resources, right?
It's a
That
match.
you would say, oh my, I need this for my business, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of it too, if you have staff, if you have employees, our workplace banking program that we offer to our partners, our customers, our relationships that we have. And Tanya can share more about workplace banking and how folks can take advantage of some of that, the benefits that come along with that. It's like Tiana said, we will help you with every step, everything.
Okay. Well, I love this. I think this. I feel like this. Us as listeners, right? Knowing that we deserve nothing but the best. We are, as we get closer to the fall, right? I think it's time for us to, see who's out there, see who has the resources that we need. And I know that we would do that. I will bring us together. If you're saying, Fulton Bank, that you will bring your resources out, you'll show us what this really could look like, then we're going to meet up. We're going to meet up. And I feel like no matter where our businesses are, and I'm talking to you who's listening and writing this down, or have stopped writing this because you heard 3 million and you heard 1 million and you're like, I don't even have 2, whatever. I don't want to hear that. We're going out. We're going out. If you bring your resources, we will bring our people. And it sounds like we have an event coming soon where we can do some matching of those resources and figuring out what these conversations look like. All you all need to be worried about is what you're going to wear, because the bank say they love you. We're going to take pictures. I just want to say thank you, ladies, so much for painting a picture of what it truly should look like to have a relationship with your bank. You need to make an appointment. Why? Because you deserve that. Yes, you can walk in at any time during hours of operation, but make an appointment. You made a business. Make an appointment. Any final words before anything we go? Because now we need to figure out what we're wearing, because y'all coming out. I love this.
I just want to add too that, the saying goes, it takes a village. Well, at Fulton, we are your village. We are your village. We are your tribe. We are your people. And we're going to hold your hand. I also want to just take a couple of seconds to acknowledge Miss Dion and Tiana and the phenomenal work that they do. These women are phenomenal in what they do. I admire and I honor both of these ladies. Their platform and mission is empowerment, whether it's small business empowerment, women empowerment, DEI empowerment. They're just dedicated to the process, and I really honor and admire both of them. They do an amazing job.
Now, you don't have to come back. So do you, Tanya. You are amazing. Tanya is so down to earth, so relatable. Her clients love her.
Yes.
She's newer to Fulton Bank, and she's brought a new energy there to Northwood that wasn't there before. People were kind of, just walking in, making their deposit and walking out. But now they walk in, they have a conversation with Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
She gets to know them. She goes out. I had a customer say, oh my gosh, I didn't know that she was going to come out to my office to get me to sign my signature card. I've never had a bank come out to do that. Tanya goes above and beyond, does the little things, and those little things definitely do matter. So thank you, Tanya. We really appreciate you and the energy that you bring to Fulton Bank. So
yeah. I agree. I agree totally. Just working with both of these ladies over the years, and Tanya being new to the bank, different type of energy. I love it. And always raising her hand to help.
Yes.
Always raising her hand to help. And so I had some relationships that I needed to bring to her, and she was open to it. She was like, Dion, just introduce me and I'll take it from there. And that is prime example of what I did with you, Danielle.
Absolutely.
Introduced Tanya to you, and I told you that Tanya will be your person.
And she is. And a time we have had. A time we have had.
Yeah, yes.
And the last thing I'll say, you see how they was talking about themselves, y'all? Not only they love you, they love themselves. Get you a bank. that
Love you.
loves themselves, puts themselves in the conversation too. That's what real growth, real relationship looks like. We look forward to seeing you all soon. And we thank you all so much for listening. And we will catch you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.